Like, be careful how you show up online. Like, be very, very careful, because people are definitely watching. And out of those people who are watching, there's definitely someone who was going to pay you for whatever you were showing up for, until they saw something else you posted, and then they changed their minds.
Dear ambitious African, this is your host, Secho. In this podcast, we will discuss everything about our journeys and experiences towards achieving our goals for life and work as phenomenal change leaders in our varied communities. We will feature other ambitious Africans crushing it through arts, social activism, tech innovations, entrepreneurship, and positive lifestyle and holistic well-being. We are the generation that is redefining Africa as we know it, and as an ambitious African, now is the time to get involved. Give us your feedback and ideas for our next podcast, and let's keep the conversations going. See you inside.
Welcome to another episode of the Ambitious Africans podcast. This is your host, Secho, and it's been quite a while. But let me just go into today's episode because, it's been so much of a while. Let's not waste each other's time. Where have I been? I've been around. I've been working. Work has been crazy. But yeah, if you don't know a bit about me, I used to work in development, and then I pivoted my career into marketing, and that's where I am currently, on to further notice. And today I'm going to talk about showing up online. I feel like I've had this discussion before on this podcast, but it wouldn't hurt to rehash it, because one of the things that I have learned closely in the past couple of months that has even reaffirmed this idea I have about people being intentional, with their online presence, has been the kind of conversations I get to have with everyday people. Like, literally, I went to this Ghana Food Festival a couple of weeks ago, right? And I literally stepped into the place, went to the entrance, and then someone said, "Oh, hello, please come to our stand." We were just talking. The person was asking me, "What do I do?" I said, "Oh, I'm a brand strategist." I explained what brand strategists do. And then she said, "Oh, can I have your number and your email?" They had this form they were filling. I'm like, "Oh, no, but I could actually give you my website instead, and you could shoot me an email from my website," literally. And just by mentioning that I have a website, people were like, "Oh," she was like, "Oh, you have a website?" That was one. Two, I wrote out my website. In fact, I actually had a QR code of my website linking to my website on my phone that people could scan. So I was like, "Oh, okay, you can scan this code and it will lead you straight to the website." But then her phone wasn't enabled for scanning, right? So I just literally wrote it down, and then I went on to see other stands. And that was the only conversation I had with this person. I'd already told this person what I do for a living. This person was surprised I said I had a website. And then when they eventually checked out my website, everything I had told them, the impression I had, had on them, all of it just tied into one place. And so later, this person is sending me a message. It's like, "Oh, they really love my work. They've seen some of the things I share online and things like that. They would love to work with me." And I'm like, "Yo, if I wasn't intentional, or even if I was, let's say, too overthinking of my website, for example, like, how can I have such level of conversations?" And that's just the shallowest of reasons why you should show up online. But I'm just saying that a lot of people are looking at you. They are staring at what you're doing. Even if they don't react, even if they don't engage, they're looking at you. And chances are one of them has always been looking for you or looking for what you do. And so as you show up online, or as you are becoming more intentional about taking your online presence to a next level, you are eventually building a full library of different ways people can form an impression about what you do and how they can connect with you in terms of what they want for their own project or whatever opportunities they have. So I really want you to take your online presence very, very seriously. Like, there's been jobs that I got because an HR person said, "Oh, I checked you out online and your brand was talking about being authentic and being transparent about your journey." and it is something that aligns with our brand, so we really want to work with you. Chances are another brand that is not really couching itself as an authentic brand or as a transparent brand would look at me and say, yeah, this person is not a fit, there's no connection there. But the more I show up that this is how I like to proceed with the work I do, I am making it easier for people to decide if they want to work with me or not. And so that's the second thing. One, take your online presence very intentionally, because it's really opening doors for you without you being in the room. Two, it is also sieving through the kind of people who eventually work with you. The third and last reason why you really need to show up strong online, especially this year, is because it is always going to pay you back. Whatever money you invest in your online brand or your personal brand, it's going to pay you back. It's going to pay you back like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 folds. It's going to pay you back. And how do I know this? I know this because there may be a lot of people in your industry doing exactly as you're doing, but chances are just because you decide to invest in one particular channel, let's say a website, you are already sieving through the short list. You're already putting yourself on a different level on that short list people are having. So as people are recruiting different people for a particular project, let's say an HR is recruiting, they want a digital marketing lead, right? So they're just literally going to LinkedIn, they're Googling, they're asking friends, they're putting ads out there, we are hiring, and 2,000 people apply, right? And out of those 2,000 people, 1,000 are not so good. They are maybe very, very basic level, or they don't have substance. And how do I know they don't have substance? There's nothing online. There's nothing to show research. That, like, when we do research of them, there's very little to show that these people really, really know what they're talking about. So that's the first 1,000 people. They're out. Now we have the next 500. Okay, very good. Online presence. They post things eventually, periodically, quite decent. Then you have so as you're sieving through, you realize that there's this 100 out of these entire 2,000 who are actually showing up really strong. Some of them have great following online. Some of them have written books. Some of them are speakers at top level, like so many things. But you meet these 5 people, they have a website, they have great following, they have a podcast where you listen to, you can get to have a sense of who they really are, and they've written a book. They're doing all the right things. So even if you didn't make it past the 1,000 mark, you've made it into, let's say, the first. No, so even if you didn't make it to the top 5, you made it to at least the top 100, because you are differentiating yourself with some of these investments you are making into your personal brand. So eventually they realize that actually you are the best person for the job, because you have gone beyond and above to prove that you are speaking what you are living what you are speaking, rather, right? And it makes it easier for people to hire you. And chances are, because they are forming all these impressions in comparison to people who did not invest in their brand, if you state a particular price, it's most likely they will be willing to pay you for it. And that's how it pays you back. So you might have invested an X amount of your money in getting a website. Yeah, so good, And you think like, oh, this website is expensive. Chances are, if you do your work well, if you really put it together very well, you are definitely going to get that money back. And I would say I have really got that money back. The money I spent on, my Canva subscriptions, my different tools and lighting and all the things that I invest in to share the knowledge I have about marketing and branding, it pays off eventually. It definitely pays off. Sometimes 10 times, the investment. So I really want to encourage you to take up this mini project of your personal brand and be serious about it, and be super serious about it. If you want to learn more how I could perhaps support you in taking actionable steps from struggling to sold out, then you should check out my website. You see what I did there? Yes, I have a website. You should check out my website, www.supersecho.com, and there's a contact form there. Send me a quick message. I have 2 offers there for both founders, entrepreneurs, people with personal brands and people with business brands. You would see the offers I have there. Just skim through what works for you and just send me a message and let's begin from there. It's definitely going to be a worthwhile investment in your personal brand if you take all these tips I've shared with you seriously, because I just can't imagine all the opportunities and all the money we are leaving on the table because we are not taking our personal branding seriously. And that's not to say I know it or I've done it or no. I've also had very, very, very sad, bad branding experiences, even as a brand strategist. That is another story, a story for another day. But I really want you to take your online presence seriously. Take it so seriously. I hope this episode has been beneficial to you. If you want to connect, like I said, I have a website at supersecho.com, SUPER, super as in superwoman, secho as in SETSO, supersecho, one word.com, and let's chat. I would love to connect with you. I'd love to hear your own story, what you're working on, one project you're working on, if we could work on something together. But please show up strong online this year. It's way, 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 way overdue. I'll see you in the next episode.